Alright guys, here we are again. For me it's been about the space of 10 minutes, but for you guys it's probably been a little longer. Um, but anyway, here we are with another Mikey's Bookstore. Originally I was going to do one book this time, but after I thought about it, the book that I'm going to do and another book that I read a couple of years ago, there are a lot of freaking parallels there. So I'm gonna review two books in one, and it's gonna sound a lot like the same review because I like both books, but I just noticed the similarities. Um, so even though I'm going to review two books, because there are a lot of similarities, I'm going to kind of seamlessly talk about them, um, interwoven together. So if this confuses anybody, I'm sorry, but I just kind of, when I was putting this together, I thought about it and actually read um, what to me is pretty much the same book a couple years back. Um, but instead of one, you're gonna get two like normal. So here we go with Mikey's Bookstore for both The Lincoln Lawyer by Michael Connelly and The Litigator. Not The Litigators, but Rogue Lawyer um, by John Grisham. Um, Both of these books, um, when I read, um, I loved the Lincoln Lawyer when I saw it. It was the first Michael Connelly book I ever read. It's what turned me on to Michael Connelly's books. Since then, I've read everything he has in print or available for downloading from the Association for the Blind website. Um, Love his books. I always give you like a kid on Christmas when I see a new book of his posted. Um, the Lincoln Lawyer is basically about this lawyer that he doesn't have an office. Um, he just travels around in his Lincoln Continental, um, you know, taking cases, you know, off the street and defending them, you know, in any type of case, whether it be murders, whether it be, you know, doesn't really matter. Um, he um, takes one, defends them, and in most cases um, has gotten them out. And it's actually the Lincoln Lawyer a part of a series of books. Um, so you kind of know how like each of those cases kind of turns out, but um, there's a lot of similarities there because Rogue Warrior, which is by John Grisham, pretty much the same premise. It's got this about this guy that is kind of a loner. He doesn't really talk to anybody, and he only has like one friend, and that's his bodyguard. He drives around and does like all his law stuff in this souped up van with this big. Um, he was described in Grisham's book, and this is not racist of me. I'm just describing him how he was described in the book. He was described in the book as a very large black man. Okay? Um, which I don't know why John had to make that distinction, but to each his own. Um, and you know, so he's his bodyguard, his clerk, his paralegal. He's his everything, and they basically drive around taking the cases nobody else wants to take, and you know they um, you know take murder cases and all that, and like um, you know basically all the cases that people don't want to take. Um, you know, cases that would go to the public defender, he takes on um, so that people aren't stuck with shitty legal counsel. Because we all know public defenders are overworked. Um, not trying to hate on public defenders because one of my friends works in the prosecutor's office and he's thrown a couple of cases at the public defender, and they will give you the shittiest lawyer they can find. Um, this is coming directly from my friend. And those people are like often overworked, so things get overlooked. But so that's kind of what he does. The only difference really between the two books is that um, the character in John Grisham's book, Rogue Warrior, um, I don't remember in the book um, anywhere where it said he does pro bono work. Mickey Howler, it's stated in all of Conley's books that feature him, there have been a few, that he actually does pro bono work. So that's really the only difference I can see between the two. And the books are basically the same. And so when I first read this, the John Grisham book yesterday, I kind of thought that Michael Connelly should, um, beat the crap out of John Grisham just for stealing his book, because there's nothing really. It's pretty much the same storyline, just a different setting. And I liked both books, like I said. Both books are going to get 4.5 bookmarks out of 5. I'm taking half off because they're too much the same. If you read both books, you will come away from both books kind of thinking, didn't I just read that? But still, they're both very good reads. I would recommend reading them. But I'm taking half of a bookmark off on both books just because they're almost exactly similar. With the exception of Mickey Howler, he has like this entire team of people that he works with, and the character in the John Grisham book only has himself, his bodyguard slash everything slash Renaissance man. So, but basically they take the same cases, get basically the same results, and so the only major difference is one's a loner, one's not, and one does pro bono work, and one may do pro bono work, but I can't remember. I don't remember reading that. So those are like the differences there. But still, both books are very, very good. I would definitely recommend them if you're looking for something to do. Kill some time. Try reading both of those books. Lincoln Lawyer by Michael Connelly was incidentally turned into a movie starring Matthew McConaughey, and Rogue Warrior by John Grisham. Both great books. 4.5 bookmarks out of 5 on both of them. Pick them up, read them if you got time. I love y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for fostering the creativity. And we will talk again soon. Love y'all. Peace.